Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape over the past few weeks, you know that the Philadelphia Eagles are at a critical juncture. After a season that saw them fall just short of the Super Bowl, the team is now looking to rebuild, retool, and strengthen their roster to make another serious push. But what's really caught everyone's attention is the recent development that could shift the balance of power in the NFC East, and I'm talking about an emerging star, a player who's been quietly making waves and could be a key piece in the Eagles' puzzle moving forward. Let me introduce you to Ifeadi Odenigbo, a name that's been buzzing amongst Eagles fans lately. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Who is this guy, and why is he so important? Well, Odenigbo is a talented pass rusher who recently made headlines by signing with the Eagles, and more impressively, by his incredible performance in recent games, especially in the red zone and third down situations. His ability to rush the quarterback, to create pressure, and even to make crucial tackles in key moments has caught the attention not just of fans, but also of coaches and analysts alike. What makes Odenigbo's story even more compelling is his journey through the NFL. He's not a rookie, but rather a player with several years of experience, bouncing around different teams before landing in Philadelphia. And in Philly, he's found a perfect environment to showcase his skills. The Eagles' defensive line has been a focal point of their strategy, and adding someone like Odenigbo gives them a new dimension, a versatile, aggressive pass rusher who can line up inside or outside, and who's shown the ability to disrupt passing lanes and pressure the quarterback consistently. Now, I want to get into some of the stats because they're pretty eye-opening. In recent games, Odenigbo has tallied multiple sacks, forced fumbles, and even tipped passes at critical moments. His impact was particularly evident in the last matchup where he recorded 2 sacks, disrupted the offensive rhythm, and helped the Eagles secure a huge win. This kind of production isn't just good for morale. It's a tangible sign that the Eagles' defense is evolving into one of the most formidable units in the league. And speaking of the defense, it's worth noting that the Eagles have always been a team built on a strong front seven. Players like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, and Hassan Reddick have long been the backbone of their pass rush. But what's exciting now is the emergence of younger talents like Odenigbo, who add depth and unpredictability. The coaching staff has been emphasizing the importance of rotation and keeping players fresh, especially with a demanding schedule that tests stamina and resilience. This brings us to the bigger picture. The NFC East is arguably one of the most competitive divisions in football right now. The Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders are all making moves, investing in their rosters, and trying to dethrone the Eagles. But what the Eagles are doing, especially with players like Odenigbo stepping up, is setting themselves apart. They're not just aiming to compete, they're aiming to dominate. The team's culture, led by head coach Nick Sirianni, has been all about resilience, adaptability, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Now, looking ahead, the significance of this new defensive weapon can't be overstated. It's not just about this season, it's about building a sustainable, championship-caliber team. The Eagles have already shown they're willing to make bold moves, whether it's trading picks, developing young talent, or signing impactful veterans. And with the addition of someone like Odenigbo, they're adding a piece that could make a difference in tight games, playoff battles, and ultimately, in the quest for another Super Bowl. But it's not just about individual performances or roster moves. The Eagles' strategy has been rooted in a strong team identity. Their offensive line, led by Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce, continues to provide the protection Jalen Hurts needs to perform at a high level. Speaking of Hurts, his development has been nothing short of remarkable. From a dual-threat quarterback to a true passer and leader, he's proven that the Eagles are not just a flash in the pan, but a team built for sustained success. His chemistry with receivers like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith keeps defenses honest, opening up more opportunities for players like Odenigbo to make an impact. And let's not forget the importance of special teams, which has been a stabilizing factor for Philly. Jake Elliott continues to be reliable with his field goals, and their coverage units have been solid, giving the team a balanced approach that's hard to beat. Everything about this Eagles team screams organization, resilience, and a relentless desire to win. Now, as we analyze the current season trajectory, it's clear that Philadelphia is positioning itself as a true contender once again. They've faced adversity, injuries, tough opponents, close games, but their depth, coaching, and emerging talents like Odenigbo are giving them an edge. The NFC East, which has historically been a battleground, is now seeing a shift. The Eagles aren't just trying to hold on to their supremacy, they're aiming to redefine it. And fans, you can see this reflected in the energy around Lincoln Financial Field. The atmosphere is electric, especially when the defense makes a big play or Jalen Hurts leads a scoring drive. The community support is palpable, and the passion of the fans fuels the team's momentum. Every game seems like a statement, and the victory in their latest matchup, boosted by the defensive pressure of players like Odenigbo, is evidence that this team is not only talented, but also hungry for greatness. Looking at the bigger picture, Philadelphia's front office and coaching staff have been strategic in their roster moves, focusing on building a team that can compete at the highest level. They've been investing in young talent, scouting players who can fit into their aggressive defensive scheme, and fostering a culture of accountability and grit. This approach has paid off in recent seasons, and with the current roster shaping up, the Eagles are once again considered top contenders for the NFC crown. Of course, the NFL is unpredictable. Injuries happen, other teams will make their moves, and the playoff landscape can shift dramatically in a matter of weeks. But if the Eagles keep developing their players, like Odenigbo, and maintain their focus on team-oriented football, they'll be in a prime position to make a deep postseason run. And with the talent they have across all phases, offense, defense, special teams, they're a team no one wants to face in January. Now, let's talk about some of the key players who continue to define this team's identity. Jalen Hurts has been nothing short of spectacular, demonstrating leadership both on and off the field. His dual-threat ability keeps defenses guessing, and his growth from last season to now has been incredible. He's not just a game manager, he's a game changer. The chemistry he's built with receivers like A.J. Brown, who's been a true alpha receiver, and Devonta Smith, whose quickness and route running continue to cause matchup nightmares, makes the Eagles' offense one of the most dynamic in the league. Meanwhile, the offensive line has been a fortress, providing Hurts with the protection he needs to execute plays under pressure. The return of Lane Johnson from injury has been a huge boost, and Kelce's leadership at center is instrumental in calling out protections and maintaining the offensive rhythm. Defensively, beyond Odenigbo, players like Reddick, Cox, and the secondary have been lockdown units. Darius Slay continues to be one of the top cornerbacks in the league, shutting down opposing receivers and making big plays in clutch moments. The pass rush, with emerging talent like Odenigbo, has become more potent, and that's a huge advantage when facing high-powered offenses in the NFC playoff picture. And speaking of playoffs, let's consider the path ahead. The NFC isn't as stacked as it has been in previous years, but every game counts. The Eagles are positioning themselves to secure a top seed, which is crucial for rest and home field advantage. Their remaining schedule is challenging but manageable, and if they continue to play with the intensity and cohesion they've shown so far, they could very well finish the season with the best record in the conference. But it's not only about the regular season. The real test begins in the playoffs, where every detail counts, and teams like the Eagles with their balanced approach and multiple weapons have an edge. The defense, now bolstered by players like Odenigbo, can turn the tide of games by creating turnovers and applying relentless pressure. The offense, with Hurts leading the charge, is capable of putting up points against any defense. So, Eagles fans, what do you think? Are we looking at another Super Bowl run? Do you believe that the addition of players like Odenigbo will be the X factor in the postseason? It's a thrilling time to be a fan, and the excitement just keeps building. Remember, this team has shown resilience time and again, facing adversity, overcoming injuries, and still pushing forward with that never-say-die attitude that's become their trademark. And I want to remind you again, pause here, just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending, the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you. It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. The future looks bright for the Eagles, and this season could very well be a special one. All eyes are on Philadelphia and the momentum is building. The team's chemistry, the coaching staff's strategic approach, and the emerging stars like Odenigbo are all pieces of a larger puzzle that could culminate in another Super Bowl appearance. To wrap up, it's clear that the Philadelphia Eagles are more than just a team. They're a symbol of resilience, innovation, and relentless pursuit of greatness. Their journey this season has been filled with memorable moments, and the best is yet to come. Fans, you should be proud of how far this team has come, and you should be even more excited about what lies ahead. The NFC East is watching, the league is watching, and the Eagles are once again proving that they're a force to be reckoned with. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep supporting your team. Because in Philadelphia, football isn't just a sport, it's a way of life, and the Eagles are living proof that dreams can become reality. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news.